G'day, Griffiths. Want to for a drive with me? See a bit of Tassie you haven't seen yet? I'm going to be competing. I'm going to be competing with that bitch the whole way. That's all right. If you take notes, you can come where I'm headed. So I'm off to a 50th birthday at Opossum Bay, which is about an hour's drive away. Beautiful coastal town. Not as beautiful as mine, but I'm biased. It's a gorgeous coastal town, but it's a long way from anywhere really. Oh shit, I've got the Google Maps just covering up chat. Hi Sky. Hi Cody, how you doing, River? I need to move the Google Maps. Holy shit, I made a copy for the drive. I bought a new keep cup the other day and it's an insulated one. And yes, it's insulating beautifully. The coffee is piping hot. Look at the sky, guys. It's quite a cold day. It's only 12 degrees. And according to Sarah, whose 50th it is, the reason I've got Google Maps on is I know how to get to Opossum Bay, but I don't know how to get to the house where the birthday party is. They've rented a beach house and it's unbelievable. I used a picture of Opossum Bay as my thumbnail, but I should have used the photo of the house. Although you can see it if you're with me at the other end. It's an hour, so I'm not expecting people to hang out with me for an hour-long drive. Just so I can go live, and if people pop in and say good day, that's wicked. And I have to do a stop on the way. I've got to grab a birthday card. I got her a voucher for a bottle shop that's in South Australia as well. I wanted to get her a bottle of McHenry Butterfly Gin, the gin that I had on my channel a few weeks ago that changes colour. But we've got a fairly limited bottle shop down here, so they didn't have it. So I got her a voucher instead, which is pretty lame, but I'm going to stop at a florist near where my sister lives and grab a card and a bunch of flowers for her mum who's doing all the catering. And if there's another cute little something I can get for Sarah to give with the card, I'll do that. No action in chat, nobody watching. That's okay. I've got an hour's drive ahead of me, so hopefully someone will pop in and say good day. I just feel like there's no cars behind me. I'm just going to move the map thing over onto the screen. So I don't need to see the screen because I'm seeing it. For real, for real. Oh, you're watching, Cody. G'day. It went to 0. I thought I'd been abandoned. Yeah, it says 0 still. That's okay, though. So, yeah, we're off to Opossum Bay. We don't actually have opossums in Australia. So I'm not really sure why it's called Opossum Bay. Like maybe it was named way back when by the explorers who had opossums. We've got possums here. Maybe they didn't think Possum Bay sounded good. But it's really gorgeous. But it's a bit of a hike. Like a lot of people have their holiday shacks at Opossum Bay. There are people who live down there permanently, but they're the sort of people that work from home, or they've also got like a city apartment, so they sort of commute a little bit. But the family have rented an exquisite looking house. It looks like the house from The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, and it's right on sort of the bluff, looking out over like Opossum Bay is obviously a beach. It says 0 for you too. Oh well, you're undercover, Cody. Dun, 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 dun. So I've got maps on purely for the other end. Just when I get down there, I kind of know where Spit Farm Road is, but I punched the number into my phone and didn't write it down. So yeah, occasionally we're going to get a little chat. Although once we're sort of driving down through Lauderdale, where my sister lives, it's basically the same highway the whole way down. So hopefully she won't chat too much. And hopefully she won't lead me onto some railway tracks. So yeah, I have actually got some friends who live at Opossum Bay, and they have a little apartment in town when they have stuff on in the city. But they love it down there. It's a pretty beautiful place, but it's not as it only takes me 35 minutes to get to town when it's not peak hour, but for them it's like an hour. So there are some people that might commute from there, but it's a lot of beach houses and some pretty amazing ones too. Like there's a lot of mansions in Opossum Bay. It's quite a wealthy shack area. I don't know what you would have to pay to buy a house down there now, but it wouldn't be cheap by Tasmanian standards. But I thought it'd be a bit of change of scenery because I haven't taken you this way before, and we'll be going through Acton Park, which is sort of beautiful rural, gorgeous rural area. Then we'll make our way on to through Lauderdale, which is where my sister lives, although I won't be going to see my sissy, but we'll go through the little town where she lives. I'm going to be stopping at a florist briefly in Lauderdale just to get some flowers for Shirley, who's making the lunch for us all. And I'm not sure how many people there are. I think there's about 30. So, it's a lot of people for lunch. But because it's really cold, Sarah said the house is really cold. She's like, make sure you rug up, guys. So I'm just wearing jeans with navy blue knee-high boots. I'm basically all blue. I've got a long sleeve T-shirt, white one underneath, and then I've got a blue jumper on, and I'm even wearing a beanie at the moment. So I think I look smart. I look neat, casual. But that's what we do in Tassie. I mean, it's friggin' winter. Thank you. I shall, Dorothy. Thank you. I call that woman Dorothy. So I've had quite a busy morning. I went for a gorgeous walk on the beach. I reckon we'll all go for a walk on the beach this afternoon down there. If they've got some throw rugs, we'll all grab a throw rug and head down. A few people will have I brought a really warm, sort of like it's knitted, but it's quite dressy, and it's 3/4 length, stripy. I don't want to call it a cardigan because it's much nicer. I know where I'm going, Dot. Yes, I've got a really warm. Stop heckling me, you bitch. I've got a warm jacket and I've got my beanie, so we'll probably go for a walk. So I went for a walk, and then I've put on the slow cooker. I took a video. I've got to do some editing, and I think this one I'm just going to do the actual cooking and music. I'm not going to do me talking, or maybe right at the start. But I've got that taco soup in the slow cooker. So I made that this morning, and it needs 8 hours, and I put it on at about 10 a.m. So that'll be cooked at 6 p.m. And then my slow cooker keeps it warm for about an hour. Well, not about an hour exactly. Well, in fact, it stays even longer, but it stays on like a warming heat. So when I get home, if I'm a bit hungry and it's cold, I'm going to have this beautiful. Hey, Ruth. Ruth, I watched your video with your multi cooker. Wow, fancy pants with an air fryer lid and everything. Far out. I can't wait I wanted to put a comment, but you had bloody comments switched off. So the only video on YouTube I watched this morning was your new toy. So you might get inspired by some of the things I'm doing. So yeah, I've put it's a taco soup. Now you can use, the recipe says beef taco, but you could use lamb, which is what I did because it's minced meat. What do you guys call it? Ground beef. But I'm using like ground lamb. But if you're a vegetarian, you just swap out the meat for another can of beans, whatever beans you want to put in it. But I'll edit up a little video. I'll schedule it to go up sometime this week. I've also set up my live for tomorrow night on this one. I mean, slow cooking's so easy. You just chuck a heap load of shit in, chuck the lid on, set the timer, and when I get home, I'll have full hot lamb taco soup, and it's got red kidney beans, tomatoes, corn kernels, taco seasoning, chili, tomato puree, water, onion, obviously the lamb mincemeat, and parsley. I think that's about it. And then when you serve it, you put a big blob of sour cream on top, grated cheese, and then I'm going to have corn chips shooting out of the blob of, I'm going to do like a sour cream, what's the word they use on MasterChef when they do ice cream and using 2 spoons? It's not going to be like that. It's just going to be a blob of sour cream, cheddar cheese, and then I'm going to have some corn chips shooting out of the sour cream and some more fresh parsley. Me, hello. Yeah, you don't have comments turned on your video, Ruth. So, because I was going to go, oh my God, we can do a double live one day if we're organised. Oh, I love lamb meatballs too. Cornell. Oh, Quinell. It's Quinell. Good one, Cody. You were nearly there. Yeah, it's Quinell. It's Quinelle. It's a Quinell. But I won't Quinell my sour cream. I'm going to do a blob. So have the corn chips shooting out of it, grated cheese, and some more fresh parsley. So you could kind of use the corn chips as a little bit of a spoon. It said it serves 4, and I'm like, in what friggin' household does this amount of food serve 4? It's got 2 400-gram cans of kidney beans, but you could use pinto. I mean, the recipe calls for pinto, but I don't even think you can get pinto beans in Australia, although you can, but they might have a different name. But you could use like 4-bean mix, 3-bean mix. I went for 2 lots of kidney beans because I love kidney beans. Then it's got 400-gram can of corn kernels. It's got 800 grams of tomato. It's got 2 cups of water, and slow cooking always, there's always a lot of moisture. And it's only 3 tablespoons of tomato puree, but I reckon I'd get 8 meals out of it, not 4. Yeah, no, you got me in the right direction, Cody. Good job. But yeah, I love your new toy, Ruth. But I was thinking what we should try and do is, if you wanted to, because clearly yours has got many more functions than mine. Even my little instant pot has got more features on it than the fast slow cooker. But I thought it might be fun for us to do something together. Oh, I won't be able to read me Jamie's comment, but it looks like it's addressed to Ruth anyway. But don't forget, guys, to shout at me in capitals. I'm going to be driving most of the way. Like, there's no traffic lights the way I'm going. I'll glance at chat when I can. Cheesy chili mac. Oh, yum. Actually, the recipe book it's from the recipe book I bought at Kmart the other day for $5. Um, I figure if the recipes are terrible, it's only a $5 book. But if they're amazing, it'll be like, wow, that's the best $5 I've ever spent, at least in recent years. Um, but another recipe I really want to do is a mac and cheese recipe. But this one sounds interesting. It's got beer in it. You love my cooking? Oh, thanks at me, Jamie. I love doing it. It's fun. You're going to get lots of content on the Shitty Kitty Kitchen, though, even down to things like how to poach an egg, how to make a bechamel sauce, how to, I don't know, trying to think, really basic stuff as well, how to hard boil an egg. Oh, and so tomorrow on the Shitty Kitty Kitchen channel, I'm going to go live for the first time ever. That's all set up now and approved. But I'm also going to be live on Traces of Nuts, but I'm just going to pin a little thing saying we're actually going live from the Shitty Kitty Kitchen for the first time ever. Come hang with us. You bought a microwave one. Group. See, I don't own a microwave, but I'd love to do a double cooking one with you, Ruth, with your new toy. Although if it's a slow cooker one, maybe we'll have to do the pressure cooking. What do you reckon? Chuck something in for like 7 minutes and then we're like, ta-da. My friend Scotty's going to start helping out with some of my cooking lives. He's keen to have a crack at being my camera person. He's such a hoot too. Like, his comments in the background will be so funny. And then the deal will be he gets to stay for dinner. So whatever I make, we get to eat that for dinner. But I can't wait to have him on my channel. Thank you, Dorothy. I do know where I'm going. If I'd left home a little bit earlier, I'd actually go the slightly longer way. I'd be turning left here at the airport and I'd take you through 7 Mile Beach. But it does take about an hour to get down to where this 50th birthday is, and I need to stop at the florist on the way. So I'm not going to get there on the dot of 1, but it's Tassie time. We're all islanders. Dorothy, zip phone. I didn't press mute, unfortunately. I should have with her. Yeah, your thing looks fancy. My Instant Pot's fancier than my fast slow cooker. That's got quite a few different settings and things you can do, and it's even got preloaded recipes and things in it. But I'm using the fast slow cooker because there's so much of this soup. Oh, you're an island girl too. Nice. Come on, dude, it's 80 now. Go, 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 go. Bloody weekend drivers, as my dad used to say. Bloody weekend drivers. So NC, do you mean North Carolina coast? So we're going to be turning off soon, and you're going to get to see some new Tasmanian countryside for a while. Hey, punished dad. Yes, all of Australia is an island, but there is absolutely no awareness or feeling of being. Thank you, Dorothy. You don't know that you're on an island when you're on mainland Australia. It doesn't feel like an island. It's not like you can drive across it in a couple of hours. And shut up, Dorothy. I don't care what anyone says. The mainland does not have islander mentality at all. Melbourne and Sydney are not operating. Got to compete with Dot. Shut up in a minute. She'll shut up for a while until we have to turn through Lauderdale. But yes, Australia is an island. You're not wrong. But it's not like Tassie where you are very aware that you're on an island. And find someone who lives in Sydney who's on Tassie time or island time. I have, Dot. Shut up. Thanks, Dot. She's going to be silent for nearly 2 kilometres. Enjoy, everyone. I've purely got her on just so I get on the right road when we get down to Opossum Bay. I'm pretty sure it is the only main road in Opossum Bay, but oh God, I hope I'm still with you guys. I'm getting a message saying my phone's overheating again. Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. Oh, that's awesome. Do you know what? We're still here. But it booted her. It booted Google Maps. Fuck off, Dorothy. Well, Dot has gone. That's fine. Oh, unfortunately, she hasn't gone. She's just no longer blocking half of my screen. So the area we're driving through at the moment is called Acton Park. It was a lot of horse adjustments, horse farms, stuff like that, like a farming area when I was growing up. But it's becoming quite popular as a sort of residential area because it's really only 20 minutes out of Hobart, but it's still very much countryside. There's lots of little stalls along the way where you can buy horse manure, fresh produce. Even back there was a little book exchange. They're really popular in Tassie, where you can just take your books that you've read and swap them for what's in there. It's kind of like an honour system. But yeah, you take your books that you don't want to, keep in your house anymore and swap them for books you haven't read yet. But there's quite a lot of, like the one on the right, that would have been one of the original farms. But there's a lot of very modern, funky houses being built through here as well. Still quite a few farms, but they're sort of or hobby farms. Like they're not sheep farms or cattle farms. They're, like alpacas, horses, goats, or they actually grow, veggies and fruit, that sort of stuff. Well, that car's been battered a bit. But it's pretty amazing that, we're 20 minutes out of Hobart and it's bush and countryside. You guys will have to entertain yourselves while I go into the florist. But I thought I'd grab some flowers for Shirley for making lunch. And I need to get a card for Sarah and maybe a cute little something for her as well, in addition to the voucher for a bottle shop that she can use in Adelaide, and she can go and get herself a nice bottle of, gin or something, rather than her having to take it back with her in her luggage. And I suspect she'll get quite a few bottles of grog from people. It's a fairly common 50th. I kept thinking about what to get her, and she's the most stylish girl. Like she's the most naturally beautiful girl, amazing figure, gorgeous face, and she could wear a tea towel and make it look amazing. But she's got beautiful clothes and beautiful jewellery, and I'm going to look very daggy compared to her today. There's no doubt about it at all. But she's the birthday girl, so, get you some roses. Sorry, I can't read chat much, guys. I'm doing 80 keys. It's not really conducive to read and chat. So this is the way I go to see my sister. If we owned a boat, like a little motorboat, we could literally go across from my beach, across the bay to where the beach where she lives. Her house is on the beach down here. You're not going to see it though today. We don't have time to go and visit Angie May, but we're in her territory now. She lives on a beach called Lauderdale. People in Florida are like, wow, there's another Lauderdale out there. Yeah, there is. Safety first, exactly, punished, Dad. Bruce, you're typing in lowercase, so I'm assuming you're chatting to people, not me. And if you are, can't read the lowercase, sorry. But see, like up here on the left, there's an equestrian centre. Lots of horsey people in Acton. Lots of horsey people. The coming interview soon will be Ralph's Bay, which is Lauderdale is like a peninsula in a way where my will do. The bit where my sister lives is like a bit of a peninsula, and on one side of the peninsula is Lauderdale, and the other side is Ralph's Bay, and you'll be able to see Ralph's Bay in a minute. Gotcha, Dot. Still know where I'm going. It's one road. Opossum Bay, 26 kilometres. I will, but I'm going to be stopping at the florist first. So, and when I say florist, this place is fancy. We're going to Harmony. This place is fancy pants. It's not your little daggy coastal florist. I can tell you that right now. It is gorgeous. Oh, they've got a dude directing traffic. Thanks. All right, they've got a traffic directing dude. You'll be able to see Harmony when I drive out. Oh. I won't be long, Groovers. Oh, they'll be very overpriced. I will show you the flowers. I'll be back in a sec. there anyone still here? Oh my God, there are people still here. Did you see them, Groovers? That's three big. I might pop them on the back seat. They're huge. They're three big yellow pom-pommy sort of things. We're just going to sit here for a sec. I've got to write a card to Stairs too. Busting to go to the loo too. As soon as I get there, I'm going to be like, can I pee? Which is really unfortunate, but all right. It's just the way it is. Damn, the gift card's too big for the card envelope. All right. I'll just write a message. Anyone want anything they want to say particular to Says for her 50th birthday? I'll just quickly write a little note. Happy birthday is a good start. Yeah, best thing about being a man is going out the back and pissing in a bush. It is. They do have loos in there, but you've got to go through like a little cafe and stuff to get there. So I'm not leaning on anything, and my handwriting is terrible. Yes, sorry I bent the card. My writing looks like a 10-year-old's. Oh my God. Darling Says, welcome to the 50s club. It's a shocker, but with many laughs. May the year ahead be magical. Lots of love, Tori. P.S. Sorry I bent the gift card. It didn't fit. It's at an Airbnb that they've hired for, rented, whatever, for I think a week. I think the whole family's sort of down. Um, so yeah, they've rented this beautiful, like it looks like something out of the Ghost and Mrs. Muir. Like when we get there, I'll probably have to say, "See you guys," and go. It's already 1:45. This thing kicks off at 1, but I used to be the first person to arrive at everything, and I won't be today. No, trust me, my handwriting, I love my handwriting when I'm sitting at a desk with a solid surface to write on. Even though I'm left-handed, I've got a relatively decent handwriting, but trust me, guys, she's no good. She's no good. I'm going to put some lip balm on. I might even tootle past the house so I can show you guys the house really quickly before I pull up and go in. Your handwriting is straight dog shit. Totally unreadable. Well, mine's legible usually, even being left-handed, and it's quite pretty, but uh, just then I scrawled on it. I probably should have leant over on the dashboard and done it, to be honest. But anyway, she'll just be like, wow, Tori's got the worst handwriting in the world. So that's Harmony just there where I went in and got those gorgeous flowers for Shirley. I had a quick scan to see if there was anything I could get, like another little trinket or something for Susie, but you know, something small to give her to go with the present. But I think when I walk in with the florals, even though I'm going to say, I'll say, Suze, these are for you to enjoy and for Shirley to keep. Well, we were talking about handwriting. So this is Ralph's Bay in front of us. Years ago, it was the centre of a massive controversy and lots of protests because 26 Ks. They wanted to build a big marina out there, you know, like like have houses on the foreshore and cafes and bars, and then this huge marina. Anyway, it turns out there was some sort of protected algae or fish or something. So it didn't go ahead. But this area, Lauderdale, is getting quite busy and fairly residential. It's sort of like when my sister and her ex-husband, or her first husband, when they bought down here, it was very much like Dodgers Ferry is now where I live. But it's, you know, it's still pretty incredible, like a little coastal town, again, sort of 20 minutes out of Hobart. Pretty much whatever direction you, well, no, if you go one direction, you end up on top of the mountain, but so don't forget, guys, to yell at me in caps if you've got anything you want to chat to me about, and I'll read chat if and when I can. But I can't read lowercase. It's too far away from my face. Is it cheap? This area? Not anymore. It's beautiful though. Nowhere's cheap in Tassie anymore, really. What I paid for my house nearly 7 years ago wouldn't buy me a house now. It probably wouldn't even buy me an apartment. And I didn't pay much for my house. But yeah, the house that I bought, like, so we're in Sanford now. These are all beaches. It's a peninsula that goes right down to Opossum Bay, but we don't actually drive past the beaches. You've sort of got to go. You got to turn off to go to the beach. You know what I mean? Like it's not far from me on the left-hand side, but it's too far for you guys to see. Yeah, nowhere's cheap. But my place is probably close to being triple what I paid for it in just 7 years. It's just gone up and up and up and up where I live. It's incredibly hard to buy into the area that I'm in now unless you know people and you buy privately, like my friend Scotty's just doing at the moment. He's buying a house, but it's through someone that he knows was going to sell their house. So, but yeah, the prices are absolutely out of control. Oh, there's a karate club up here somewhere. Anyone feel like doing some karate? So yeah, it's a fairly narrow kind of peninsula once we get down to Opossum Bay, which is the very pointy end of it. And this is what I mean about knowing you're on an island, because we are literally going to get to the end of the road. Mainland Australia, you can drive for friggin' days and days and days and days. Now, there's a turn off here. I was talking about turning down to beaches. The The beach we're sort of going past now is a beach called Cremorne. And to go to Cremorne, you go down that way and it's 2Ks and then you're on the sand. I can see the water. In fact, it's not even 2Ks. It's literally 800 metres, but you guys can't see it, unfortunately. Please don't tailgate me. I should have pulled over there. Can't stand tailgaters. You all know that anyway. So it's pretty windy for the next 55Ks. So the turn off to this beach that we're going past now, this is Clifton Beach. So much bigger in and out a little bit because we're very coastal. So just you and me punished, Dad. The tailgater turned off. Woo! You're impossible prices, Ruth. Yeah, it's crazy. Tassie used to be really affordable. I mean, mainlanders would look at Tasmanian prices and still think that it's incredibly cheap. But for the locals, like they've been priced out of so many properties because our salaries are nowhere near as high as the mainland ones, especially Melbourne and Sydney. $800, $7 for a house is just, it's only for the very, very, very rich people. Um, but yeah, if I put my house on the market now and was going to buy it, I wouldn't be able to afford it. No way. No way. How embarrassing. I'm going to rock up and it's like, where's the toilet? A lot of us, well, I suppose we're all middle-aged girls rocking up. There'll be a few guys as well, but it's probably every person that's arriving will be like, hi, can I go to the loo first? In fact, if there's a public loo somewhere at Opossum Bay, I reckon I'll go there because I don't like rocking up and saying I'm absolutely busting to go to the toilet. Can I go to the loo? Yeah, UK is out of control. But, all these youngsters that are saying they'll never be able to buy a house and boomers have ruined the property market, blah, blah, blah. My niece, who's 24, has, while studying law full time, working full time at an early learning centre, and having two part time jobs working in restaurants, has just paid her deposit on her first home at 24. She's building a house. Quite a few places that she'd looked at, but she persevered and a house and land package came up and it was her turn. She got it. So admittedly she lives at home and doesn't make her pay a huge amount of board, but there's a lot of other kids her age group who are living at home And we're back briefly. We are going to lag out a lot now. We're heading to the most remote little end of a peninsula. It might get better because Hobart is sort of over the river, really. But um, so we're now in South Arm, which is another coastal spot. I've got a few friends who live in South Arm. It's a nice part. If you could see the coastline, we should have gone by boat. So there's a lot of national parks through here as well. So it dropped out. Yeah, so, Mem's got friends who are living at home, not paying board, have designer wardrobes, go out for lunch every day, do the smashed avocado, and they complain they'll never be able to buy a house. But Mem has been working her absolute butt off and studying full time. And yeah, she's just put down a deposit. I'm pulling over. I really cannot be bothered with you, fuckface, as you were. But these guys are like they're in a rally. Far out. So this is all a conservation area. So there's a bit of water for your groovers over there on the right. Um, this is all a conservation area. I'll turn the thing around a bit. You can't see much. Lots of seabirds. Hundreds of them. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of birds out there. It's pretty windy down here too. So I'm not regretting. When I left home, I was like, I'm probably going to be too warm in this jumper. And now I'm like, no, I think I've done the right thing. So yeah, young people can do it. It's just committing to it and not spending your money on smashed avocado on toast and saving and persisting. Mem missed out on quite a few places when she was first looking because she didn't have a big enough deposit. So she was going to be borrowing more, and so her contract had more terms, and she just kept working and saving and saving and saving. And oh my God, there's hundreds of Shazas and Bazzes out there on the right. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. But yeah, she just kept working and saving, and if she needed new clothes, she'd be doing the op shops or go somewhere affordable, not do the designer gear. And it was her birthday yesterday, actually. But yeah, she's buying her first building, her first house at 25. She's just turned 25, but she was 24 when she put the offer in. So over on the right-hand side, and very much the distance for you guys, is Mount Wellington, which will give you a bit of an idea sort of where Hobart is in relation to where we are. It's really, really windy, guys, along here. Look, there's a sign to look out for birds, seabirds. Look at the sky. It's pretty awesome, huh? God, it's windy, though. There's a massive bay out to the right of me, though, that you guys... I'll probably put my camera on for the drive home if it's still light. I don't know how long we'll be here. So we're now in South Arm, the actual little township of. But yeah, I might think about going live on the way back because you'll get, hopefully, to see a bit of the scenery, the water. I think I will probably go straight to the house because it's just gone 1 o'clock. I'll just have to exert excellent bladder skills. Nobody's going to give me a hard time if I rock up and say, I've got to pee. They'll be like, yep, we're all middle-aged and we need to pee. It's only 4Ks now to Opossum Bay from here. We're not far. So to my left now is a beach. If we went down one of those roads, we'd end up on a beach. Another beach, many beaches, many shasses and bazzes. Actually, some of you guys will know Jules by the beach. She pops into my chat. She's the one that's got the new puppy. She lives down here. She's a South Arm girl. Yes, I doxed her. There's no such thing as doxing in Australia. Yeah, they're going to go, no, you can't go to the loo. You just pee on the floor. But this South Arm's a lot windier than where I am. Today it's no wind. No wind on my beach this morning. It was still as. But down here, it's windy because there's a huge body of water to the right of me, and then there's the Derwent River and beaches to the left of me, which is a recipe for much wind. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys, on this little drive. I hope you've enjoyed the scenery. Mint. So I've had a coffee with me. I don't want to rock up with coffee breath. Hi, everyone. And now we're entering Opossum Bay. It's going to be an amazing lunch. Shirl is apparently an absolute demon in the kitchen. I haven't eaten any of Shirl's food before, so I'm a bit excited. I hope you can see a bit of the river. We're actually opposite the beach where I grew up at the moment, Kingston Beach, and there's gorgeous cliffs, but you can't see them. There's all these little benches along the road where you can just sit and take in the scenery. I hope this house has a nice big open fire. It's one of those sort of days. Catching up with a lot of girls who were in the same year at school as my friend Birdie, the one who died in February. So it's the first time we've all caught up since her funeral in a large group. So it's going to be a little bit special to see everyone again too. Oops. Speed bumps. Obviously to stop people hooning through here. I don't know what happened to mine. Oh, there was a sign for some public loos, but I'm gonna hang on. So all of these houses on the left are very much on the beach. Like you literally walk out the front of them and you're on the sand. The beach is right on the left of us at the moment, or Opossum Bay. And there's some pretty amazing houses. They all look fairly, well, they're all pretty hidden because there's walls and fences and stuff, but they're 2 and 3 stories high, all of these houses that we're looking at the moment. And lots of them have got boat houses and, they keep their little dinghies and paddle boards and stuff. I've tightened that bracket as much as I can and it's still loose. But I don't know where this road is. My little GPS lady hasn't said a word. I'm just thinking, I had a look at Google Maps and it looked like it was right down the end. So I'm hoping that the road I'm on right now is basically where I'm going. If not, I'll have to stop this live and GPS back on. Oh, well, here we go. We are in the right place. These houses up here, a lot of the people that live in this part are permanent residents. They're not beach houses. Really? I can't see. I know what the house looks like, and so far, where is it? Okay. I didn't see the house. I thought the number was 180, but I'm going to. There's a little turning circle, Dorothy. Calm your teeth. I just don't know the number. The the number I was expecting is higher than the number of houses. These people with their walking stick things. Really? Oh, it's down there. I can see the house. I just can't see the next right. It might be this one. Yes. Yes. Here we are, Groovers. Wait till, wait till you see this house. It's like, oh my god. Can't see the house, and there's a man at the front waving at people. Do I need? I want to show you guys the house. I believe I'm parking my dated car. It's a beautiful place here. I'm just going to show you the house. You can see a bit of it. It's like this 3-story weatherboard, amazing looking place. So I'm going to go and enjoy the afternoon with Cez and her friends. Thanks for hanging out with me, Groovers. I might go live for the drive home too. Bye for now.